Hey guys, just looking at sketch maps using a satellite photo. Sadly for you, I'm not on the screen because there's not enough room for my big head. So we'll just deal with that, and you've got my soothing voice to guide you through sketch maps. So our satellite photo is from straight above central Perth. Here's our Swan Canning River system, the central business district of Perth, Kings Park, here's Burswood over here. But we're going to use this satellite photo to, in this frame here, construct a sketch map of these features. So we're asked in our sketch map to put the central business district, which is here. And I've chosen this one because this is relevant to your Year 12 course. So in Year 12, you'll be fully aware of these areas of Perth, so don't stress if you're not sure at the moment. Major transport infrastructure, we've got Kwinana Freeway here, which becomes the Mitchell Freeway up here. We've got the Graham Farmer Tunnel that runs under here and then exits and then heads towards Burswood and out. And then along St George's Terrace Riverside Drive, we exit Perth and it becomes the Canning Highway. So that'll be the infrastructure we put in. I think it's Thomas Road along here at the back of Kings Park. So this is Kings Park. Swan Canning Estuary is here. We've got 3 recreational land uses. So we're going to put the Wacker Ground, which is here. There's Gloucester Park, the Burswood Golf Course, and the South Perth Cricket Club is down here. Elizabeth Quay site is in here. The new Perth Stadium, where I'll be sitting watching those Eagles dominate the Dockers, is up here. And we've got 2 areas of commercial land use. So commercial land use, we've got the whole Northbridge area up here, and we've still got some light industry, a lot of textile manufacturing and small warehouse commercial area up in East Perth up here. And we've got 2 areas of residential, so we're going to look at South Perth here, and we'll look at West Perth over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is this is going to test my ability on this. We're going to, first of all, put in the major shape, and the river defines the major shape. So we're going to add the river first. Okay, so using simple line drawing, we've put in the shape of our river. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the transport infrastructure, and I'm going to use a thicker black line to indicate the transport infrastructure. So although it's a little bit confusing at the moment, I've added the transport infrastructure where we've got Thomas Road here, we've got the Mitchell Freeway, which becomes Kwinana Freeway here, Riverside Drive that then leaves the Perth City and then becomes Canning Highway out here, and then we've got the Graham Farm Freeway that runs out here. Okay, this will become more clearer when I hatch the river in, and it will give it more a clearer representation of what's going on. So next I'm going to add Kings Park. So I've used a single green hatching there to represent the area of Kings Park, remembering it's just a representation. Next I'm going to put in Elizabeth Quay and Perth Stadium. So my single line hatching in red is Elizabeth Quay, and my single line hatching in orange is Perth Stadium. Next I'm going to put in the Central Business District. So the light blue plus signs are the area roughly of the Central Business District, and we'll define that more closely in our Year 12 unit of study later on. So next I am going to hatch the river to clearly define the river. So using a double hatch or a cross hatch, I've identified the area of the river. Next I'm going to put in my 3 recreational land uses. I'm going to put in the South Perth Cricket Club, the Burswood Golf Course, and the Wacker Ground, just where the cursor is there. So using the symbol of the pink R, I've identified my recreational land uses. So next I'm going to put in the residential, so I'm going to identify the South Perth residential in this area. I'm going to identify the West Perth residential in this area. Okay, so those 2 areas are identified using the brown plus signs. So I've identified my, I've got to change that. I've identified my residential, not my commercial. So I am now going to identify my commercial, and I'll adjust the legend. So I've identified my 2 commercial areas. I've actually joined the Northbridge area in here that stretches to East Perth and north in the northern suburbs here. Evidence here of quite extensive warehousing up here, And in here, this is the East Perth redevelopment residential site in here at Glazebrook, but a commercial area there. And I've also added the commercial area along Canning Highway. So anyone familiar driving Canning Highway will know it's quite a heavy commercial area roadside down here. So that's been added there. The last thing I'm going to do is just label a few transport arteries just to give some context of location. That was a bit harder than what I thought using the pen, but we've got Mitchell Freeway, looks like my usual chicken scratch, Graham Farmer Freeway and Canning Highway here. So just to check, CBD, yes. Major transport infrastructure, yes. Kings Park, yes. Swan Canning Estuary, yes. 3 recreational land uses, yep. Elizabeth Quay, yep. New Perth Stadium, 2 commercial and 2 residential. So just to double check that I've met all the requirements of the question, that's what my sketch map looks like from this aerial photo up here. Practice makes perfect, so over the journey we'll do a fair bit of practice on these sorts of skills.